The way through this pandemic is by getting everyone vaccinated. The small fringe minority holding unacceptable views do not represent the views of Canadians.
18-wheelers jammed the streets of Ottawa, disrupting life for 3 weeks to protest vaccine requirements.
Restricting travel between Canada and the United States for weeks.
We learned from federal authorities that they froze 76 bank accounts. Mounted police were moving into this area. A woman was allegedly seriously hurt, tear gas canisters as well as rubber bullets.
Meanwhile, in California,
we got 20, 30 trucks here right now.
Maureen Steele is an organizer with the People's Convoy that's getting ready to head out Wednesday.
The Pentagon approved a request for 700 National Guard members to help both the D.C. police and Capitol Police.
Dana, it may be a sign they're taking no chances.
We have some very famous examples of shutting down roads and bridges that I think most Americans would agree with. Where does the line between protest and insurrection actually lie?
In the aftermath of Canada's trucker protest, American truckers formed the People's Convoy, starting in Adelanto, California, and heading east to Washington, D.C.
I'm a truck driver. It's about letting our government know that you work for us.
Dr. Paul Alexander.
Hey, how are you guys?
Dr. Paul Alexander and Dr. Pierre Corey stood behind the convoy proudly.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pierre Corey. I'm a lung and ICU specialist, and I'm also the President and Chief Medical Officer of the Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance.
I'm Dr. Paul Alexander. I'm an evidence-based medicine specialist, clinical epidemiologist. The Canadian government instituted a policy where Canadian truckers who went across into America as Canadian, they couldn't get back into the country unless they were vaccinated. But right now we're in America and we're in California here as the trucks right now roll out across America on their People's Convoy. And the reality is they are asking for freedom to be given back.
As a physician, as a researcher, and as a COVID expert, we know the science, we know the data. The truckers need that support. And I'm speaking here on behalf of physicians everywhere. Many physicians aren't speaking out, but they know their rights and their freedom to practice has been taken from them. And who suffers? The people suffer. If you don't have a doctor in your corner, a doctor who can do the right thing and do the best they can for you, then what happens to you? You get sick and you die.
Truckers are saying, look, with a gut feeling and common sense, this pandemic is done. Omicron is very mild. Why must I be constrained if I'm not vaccinated from earning a living, etc.? And the government did this, so the truckers are trying to educate the public in a peaceful, inclusive, blacks, whites, every possible ethnicity, religion can join. It's going to be a hell of a convoy to raise up. It's going to educate the nation and bring them out as to why the mandates and the emergency declaration must end.
With around 25 trucks and various other vehicles, the convoy made their way to their first stop in Kingman, Arizona. Great American Pizza and Subs hosted the convoy. All convoy participants were given free pizza and supplies.
This is the people. This ain't a right issue or a left issue. This is an American issue. This is an issue as a person that lives on planet Earth. This is a human issue that crosses all countries, not just the United States. All right, thank you, everybody.
Show to show, people rising more and more. Mothers like to stay down.
Though the convoy was already growing, what was more shocking was the people on the overpasses.
People, we the people, yeah, we the people, oh, we the people, yeah, to kill these bills, yeah, we the people.
It was only day 2, but the convoy had already grown. And we quickly noticed that the People's Convoy's words rang true. This was a movement full of people of all walks of life.
Ipanemo ani toyo lotatsin, blaso kamat lito. vaccine.
One of the things that I value is sovereignty. There's no greater gift than the gift of having a soul, a spirit, and moving, in rhythm with God's wisdom, God's love, God's power, God's vision of who we are as a species. So I think this movement is an aspect of that. Young people have cameras, and they're producing, directing, and pointing the cameras at some things that mainstream media doesn't point the camera at. The other wave that's coming has a fresh new eye, fresh new heart, and a strong, strong spirit.
There is that old song from the 70s that the revolution will not be televised. And this is why I'm so happy that this is being recorded by all of these alternative media that are coming, because this needs to be seen.
That night, the convoy landed in Lupton, Arizona. The next morning, the vice president of the Navajo Nation sent off the convoy.
Hello, my name is Myron Lizer. I'm the vice president of the Navajo Nation. I'm here just to support. We are the largest tribe here in North America and largest membership as well, over 400,000 of our people. We don't know what revival looks like, and I'm here to tell you all that revival starts in our own heart and it catches fire, and then God just puts a love in us for all the other people groups that, people will know, and they're going to look at this and what's happening and say, I want some of that. I don't even watch news anymore. All I do is I pray and I discern the moment and the time. So again, it's just one of those things that if a country is getting only one side of the story, then they're being deceived. So really, those of you who are worried about being deceived, you probably are already. I know a lot of these people, they're truth seekers. Be a truth seeker.
We're gonna get ready to roll here, so I want everybody to get ready. I'm excited for today. It's gonna be a beautiful drive. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the organizers. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to the Navajo Nation for welcoming us in such a beautiful location and such a beautiful drive across this wonderful state today.
This is Brian Brozzi, one of the lead organizers.
The burden of being a leader was kind of just heaped onto you. You didn't really say, hey, everybody, I want to be the leader of the People's Convoy.
I was making sure everybody was lined up for fuel and getting through the fuel pumps and the fuel bill was paid. I was doing all those things. Basically, convoy operations is what you would call it, convoy ops, and wasn't focused on talking or any of that stuff. I never set out to be the leader of the People's Convoy by any means, but I guess being the person that's up there doing all the talking, it kind of just happens.
Seeing all the people on the overpasses had me thinking, was this really a fringe minority? The convoy rolled into Glen Rio, New Mexico.
Once I saw other people finally standing up, I was like, I have to go. I'm scared, obviously, but I feel like I have to go.
When people started getting fired from their job, I say, you know what, this is the fight that we need to stand on. This is the last stand that America needs to really fight on, because we don't want to be forced to put something into our body. Instead, we have that choice, our constitutional rights that God gave us.
How long have you been trucking?
Counting today, probably 25 years. What was your opinion on truck drivers, before you come into this organization, or to our convoy?
I think growing up, in media, the movies kind of portray truckers as these kind of scary guys that are dirty, lone wolf, probably addicted to drugs, and that was kind of my entire view of truck drivers before this, and now my views have flipped around, I would say.
So do you feel safe?
Yeah, I feel more safe than I ever have with any other group of people. Last night when we were all hanging out, I felt safe. And it felt like family. I was the niece, and everyone was taking care of me and asking me how I was and if I needed anything.
See, I'm glad you felt like that, because it's going to take people like you. And America's seeing that right now. See, that this stigmatism has been portrayed for a long time with truckers. We're learning now that for the first time in a very, very long time that America is on our side.
I easily counted thousands of people just today standing on those bridges and standing on the sides of the road in the freezing cold.
And you notice anything else? I look for a lot of other things other than people. Do you notice anything else about those people? They were black, they were white, they were Hispanic. They were everything that government tries to tell us that we're against. But you couldn't prove that to me today. You've seen people from all walks of life out there supporting, holding signs up. You know, each one of them had something different to say. And we were listening and we were watching, you know. That is my America right there. That is awesome.
Holy moly.
Oh, I have chills. I have absolute chills. What? You can't hide it like you can hide it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. They can't hide this. That's like why it's so powerful to me, is because I'm literally looking at this with my own two eyes. And I'm seeing these people, and I'm hugging these people, and I'm talking to these people, and they're everywhere. You know, like through the whole COVID thing, like I felt so alone. Every time I was posting, my things were shadow banned, and then the only people that weren't commenting on it were people who were looking for trouble and were like attacking me for my beliefs. And it's like now we have so many people that are standing up.
Because Texas, you literally made me cry. Our entire team was crying. I saw these drivers tearing up. It has been absolutely amazing. And I always wanted to say this, so I'm going to say it. God bless Texas! Hundreds of thousands of people in each state that would be lined up along the interstate on every single overpass, on every, you know, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
Like, it makes me speechless to be a part of something like this, because this is what I've been waiting for my entire life. Yeah, right? Like, this is literally what I've been waiting for my entire life. Like, to drive through the country and see all these people on the bridges, and hundreds of people everywhere we go, thousands of people, and more people joining the convoy every day. They don't care about all these stupid labels.
Yeah.
They just want to fight for freedom. Yeah. We're not just bystanders anymore because we're friends with people that are facilitating it. No matter how tired we get, and no matter how many hours we have to drive, and how much trouble we have uploading this footage, like, we're gonna keep going because it's for them.
And that's where my bias began to come in. So from this point on, it's no longer going to be a documentary about numbers and technicalities and where we were and when we were there. I fell in love with the people of the convoy, with their hearts. I connected with them and felt everything just as deeply as they did. To know why they were there, that they were putting their livelihoods on the line for just a shot in the dark, that they could change things, that they could turn things around for the better of our country, for the people that hated them, that they were standing up for the rights of all. I think if you were in my shoes, you would feel the same way. So here's the journey from my point of view, because I realized at this point that it was no longer just a reporting job, but it was time to tell their stories.
Who are you? Where are you from? When did you get into trucking?
My name is Mike Landis. I'm from a little town out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania called Lidditz. And I got into trucking after I graduated high school in 2004. I'm a third generation truck driver. These two are my boys, Chase and Gavin. And then I have fortune cookie quotes that actually have decent meaning to them, I feel, so I put them up there. And this young lady right here, that's her graduation picture from high school. Her name's Lauren, and her dad is actually a fallen police officer. She's a complete stranger's daughter that I met back in May of 2020 in Washington, D.C. We spent 3 weeks on Constitution Avenue protesting certain things that were happening because of COVID in the trucking industry that we were kind of being taken advantage of, and through that I ended up in the White House. A lot of incredible experiences, and I've met a lot of people that are, you know, across this whole country that have become people that I talk to, you know. Even if I don't talk to them all the time, like, they're still like an extended family. I will be right back. My name is Mike Landis. I'm one of the organizers of the People's Convoy. I need something special done. So last night we were at a truck stop in Big Cabin, and a friend of mine, Travis, that I met through doing the trucking advocacy stuff, came to me and he's like, hey, listen, I got someone that you really need to talk to. He starts telling me about how his grandfather ran a tank in World War II in Germany. But as he's telling me this, he starts pulling this flag out from behind his seat. And I immediately started tearing up because I know what this flag means. Not only did his grandfather and this lady's dad serve in World War II, but he was actually killed in action in Germany in a tank in World War II. This is the flag that came back over his casket. Since World War II, this is the first thing she's seen that has represented freedom again. And to be able to be a part of that is pretty powerful. So we appreciate your sacrifice and your family, and we will fly this proudly, and when it's done, I'll personally deliver it back. We came over here to 4 states today because I wanted to make sure that it had a legit pole that will not give way under what this 6x10 flag will do with the wind drag.
Where are we?
We are in Cuba, Missouri, at Dottie's truck stop with apparently most of Cuba.
Yeah. Yep. All right, thank you.
All right, we just arrived in Indianapolis, about 17 miles out, at the Ted Everett Farm Equipment shop.
Yeah.
Ted Everett Farm Equipment. This is where we are sleeping. It's our location for the night in Indianapolis. Man, we've made it a long way.
We've done it.
All the way from California.
7 days. 7 whole days.
7 days.
So today is March 1st. We are staying in Monrovia, close to Indianapolis. We will stay today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have big rally over here, and after tomorrow we will start heading east.
Cool. What's going on right now?
Right now we have open mic, so everybody can say what should say, and there is a lot of people, a lot of voices.
And so the people told their stories one by one. They stood on stage and shared that they had lost family and friends because of their differences in views. That because of the color of their skin they were told what they should think and what opinions they can and can't have. That loved ones had died because of a failed vaccine or a medical system that put profits over people in a time of need. That they'd lost their jobs, their livelihoods, and they were afraid. One story in particular left a lot of us crying and wondering, what exactly was going on here? How can people be suffering so much yet still have so much hope?
Mr. Trucker G, up here to talk to all of you wonderful Americans.
My dad found my little brother, slumped over, non-responsive, could not breathe. Had to give him CPR. They rushed him to the hospital. I spoke with the doctor, and the doctor almost pretty much told me he might be brain dead. And so I was getting ready to leave Cuba. And I went on, I don't know if all of you see me or not on my lives, but I'm an open book. I share my life with all you. All you are family to me. If you're watching me, you're family.
Yeah.
And so I share everything with you. I tell you what, everybody started praying when I told them the story.
Right.
There you go.
30 minutes later, I get a phone call saying that my little brother is responsive. 2 hours later, my little brother's awake, wanting a cheeseburger. And I owe all you guys a big thank you.
God is good.
I appreciate all your prayers. I appreciate the fellowship, and I appreciate all of you. There's no words to express my gratitude to each and every one of you. I'm trying to speak without crying again because we've all shared tears. We've all shed tears of joy, anger. We shouldn't even have to be here if they would remember who they work for. They work for us. None of us should have to be here. But thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I can't express it enough.
Thank you. Let God be with you. Sincerely, Owen.
Then Bonnie and Alan read letters that families and children had sent them along the way.
The Kellys, like, they're family to me. Like, Alan and Bonnie are a mom and dad to me. Alan keeps me straight. Like, he puts me in check when I need it. Bonnie keeps me on that morally right path.
My name is Bonnie Kelly. My grandfather was in World War II. When they put the flag on the back of the trailer, on Mike's trailer, my pap was the first person I thought of. And I think he would be very proud of the people in the country standing up to defend their freedom.
Would he be right here with you?
He is right here with me. He is.
Our RV became a safe haven where different journalists, convoy organizers, and convoy participants would just come and hang out.
It's a movement. It's a huge movement, but at this point, I call it a mission because these people are literally depending on us to freaking save the day, basically, right? Like,
Order is a big one.
Hey,
sweetie.
We're doing a candid talk. You can come in.
Okay.
see what happens when you hang around riffraff like truck drivers? They just barge in like this.
Was that an awkward framing when I was like sitting like that?
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
So I would like go to you because it was I've been eating Polish things and drinking Polish
Did you have
beer.
the Polish hot dogs?
Oh yeah. I had Polish chocolates, Polish sausages.
Yummy.
The Polish guys are awesome.
And like the little thing is like swirling, like he's like.
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
squish the idea of creating a short film.
Yeah.
With it.
Do you like it? You like the idea?
I think there's so much we could do with all
Oh
this
my gosh,
footage
you
and
guys have so
stuff
many
here.
But that's what I mean.
Like Jerry's come out of a show. When I remember when I first met
Yeah.
Jerry, he was like, "Oh, don't put me on camera."
Yeah.
Me too.
Jerry don't trust too quick, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I go to Jerry and I'm like, Jerry, they're legit.
And now
Okay,
I
if you
have
say
him,
so.
Like, he's like, let me show you how to blow O's. And he's like blowing O's with a cigarette. He's like, I show you a V.
Yeah.
He's like,
We're in the hotel room last night, and he's like, "You see here, I have a piece of glass in my leg," and he's like, "Feel it here." And he's like showing me this piece of glass he has embedded in his leg, you know. And it's like the first day we met him, he was sitting next to Trucker G, and I was like, "Would you like an interview?" And he was like, "No, I don't have a camera."
And cue Jerry, just as if we'd wrote it into the script.
I was carrying this one from 2017. And now I need you to sign it, please.
The feeling in my chest as I signed that flag was indescribable. A feeling so strong that overcame any doubts I had about being too young to make a documentary about this, or not saying the right things. All that fear melted away, and I realized that all I could do was show the world how I saw this, how I experienced the convoy. And will you sign your name too, to commit to it to the end? And will you open your heart, no matter what the outcome is?
Yeah, I told you guys this turns into a
My
family.
truck, every rally, every slow roll, every 10-4 DC, it was with me.
We are the people.
Go down like that?
No, you gotta aim it at people. Did you not learn from him? Aim it at him.
So my mom always told me not to shoot fireworks at people, and the one time I was persuaded to, I gave Jeremy Moser, a trucker from Pennsylvania, 2nd and 3rd degree burns. We've smoothed it over, but love you, Jeremy. Sorry about that. And this is me realizing that it happened. And these are the pictures of it afterwards. That same night, I spotted a trucker standing on top of his trailer with the camera, taking photos of the crowds, and I asked him if I could climb up there, and he told me that 3 other journalists had tried and failed. I took it as a challenge, made it to the top, and met Art Tchaikovsky, a Polish-American trucker who owns a Facebook page called Big Rig Shots with over 232,000 followers where he posts photos of big rigs. He then introduced me to Robert Budzik, who ended up being one of the truckers that made it into downtown DC.
Art comes up to me and he's like, "You have to meet Robert. You have to meet Robert." And I'm like, "Okay, who is this guy?" He's like, "You have to interview him." And I'm like, "Okay, like I will."
It's more of a Russian accent,
Yeah,
by the
it's
way.
more Russian.
We'll work on that. I was taught different things, and you know, my parents were immigrants, and they lived through communism, Poland, and whatever. The European people here, or the immigrants here, at this event, are so passionate about it because they know the struggle. They know like what's at stake. I was born in '94. I was probably in a truck since '96. I would be like with my mom, for example, and we'd be coming back from California. Well, Dad and my sister would be coming back from the East Coast, and we'd meet halfway. And me and my sister would switch. The sound of the engine and sleeping in the back and everything shaking and everything. As a little kid, I just fell in love with it. They tried to talk me out of it my whole life. They tried to, my mom, my grandma, dad, everyone, no, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna be a lawyer, you're gonna go be a doctor, they tried so hard. My mom got sick and my parents got divorced, and then just kind of for 7 years straight, some people were dying, and I was at a young age, and just kind of, so that put me in a weird place, and then so I was separated from trucking and basically normality, or if that's even a word, normalcy.
Do you think that trucking, in a way, not saved you, I guess?
For sure.
Okay.
100%. I've met the best people in my entire life in this business and through these similar kinds of events. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And a lot of people, I'm sure you know this by now, but who truckers are. And
do you consider them your family?
oh yeah. I mean, do you?
Yeah.
I mean, from this event, it's
I do.
It's, you've done this one event, I've done, several of these, and just it's just the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life.
After 7 days of travel, the convoy held a rest day in Monrovia. I was finally able to have conversations with people without being rushed, which further built my confidence that these people had truly become like family to me. And I know it sounds crazy, and I know it's only 8 days, but you ask anyone there and they felt it too. Things were also really starting to change for Brian Brazzi.
Early on, I barely was saying a whole lot up there. I hate getting on stage. I hate it. I don't like to do that. I felt weird and out of place doing it. And then when we hit Indiana, it was pretty clear that if we don't start getting on stage and speaking, we're going to lose steam. So that's when I kind of came out to the forefront and really talked and really started getting into it myself.
At this point, this is your civic duty to stand up. It is the civic duty of all Americans and all citizens of the world to stand up. I'll show everybody all the way out, way out there. We are truckers. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost,
I'm a reporter for the Epoch Times. The higher your degree, the more authority your ward has, right? Your doctor, PhD, whatever, in a certain subject. And then just because they say it, right, it's like a divine authority that you cannot question. But I think people here can tell that there's a lot of questions, for example, about the vaccines. A lot of doctors are being censored. So is that scientific? Is it scientific to censor the doctors that you don't agree with? I don't think so, right?
Hi, this is Dr. Ryan Cole. So we supposedly have a free press. They're not free. They're corporate bought. If you look at the dollars that have gone into these agencies, if you look at the fact that Bill Gates gave over $390 million to media companies, and his corrupt interest and his bragging of a 20-to-1 return on investment when he invests in vaccines as a trust in his agencies. We look at all these collusionary groups coming together for one thing, and that's money, and not the health and well-being of humankind. Almost everybody I talked to here today has a family member that after the shots either had heart disease, myocarditis, heart attack, stroke, died. It is becoming a common story to find wherever I go, be it truckers, be it people of other walks of life. People are seeing the harm that these experimental gene shots are causing left and right. These truckers are not blind. These are smart men and women that do their homework.
There are many organizations out there that can help you learn more about science and vaccines and censorship, but undoubtedly there was something deeper going on here spiritually. Art told us that we needed to meet, in air quotes, a Jesus woman who had wrecked her car towards the beginning of the convoy and ended up riding with him all the way.
God has his hand on this convoy like you can't believe. I've talked about it to others who are already.
And I've heard you say it before.
Oh, it's amazing what's going on in this place. It is. And those who can feel it, those who know Christ know it. Even those who don't really know, there's something going on here. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. And there is. Because he's using this. God planned this. He put the ideas in men to do this.
I don't know how I'm so happy right now. I'm like over here cheesing. Is this legit? Like, is this really happy?
Yes, it is, because there's nothing so joyful as being in the place of Holy Spirit.
I saw your video. Your girlfriend's flying somewhere today?
Yeah. She got up in the plane with the pilots, the freedom flyers.
I was approached by two pilots who were offering to bring up a journalist in their Cessna to film the convoy. My dad's a pilot, so of course I said yes.
So today we are going to find the convoy on the interstate and see if we can capture just the enormity of it, the length of it. We hear it's 60 miles long. You can't capture that in a drone, but you can capture it in a light aircraft like this. Can you get We the Fringe? Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. I'm very proud of my unacceptable views.
So, like, what would you say to people who feel like they're alone or feel like, that they have to hide?
Right. Well, that's normal. That's natural to feel that way. I felt like that. I thought it was absolutely crazy. Like, as I was asking myself, am I crazy for not wanting to get the shot or not wanting to comply with this mandate? But then once you started seeing people get together, you realize that, in fact, you're not alone at all. Fear is contagious, but courage is far more contagious and far more freeing. And I believe the Lord is over this whole movement because he's the one that gives us our freedom. Man can try to suppress it, but they cannot take that away. It can only be masked over.
It's so refreshing to come here and see that Christian sentiment and that Christian faith professed boldly and without reserve here. And God will look down from heaven. He will see that, and he will bless it. I know he will.
Don't worry. There's a lot of these kind of restrictions and stuff that are encroaching. There are some things that we can do that are still as free as can be, and this is one of them. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful sight.
There it is already. That's crazy.
Yeah. all these other people on the interstate are like, this is Nowhereville, Ohio. Why is there so much traffic? Yeah. It's the human rights issue of our time. It is an honor to be a part of it, to support it. They're not here for gain. They're not here to make a name for themselves or, if they're not here for power or money, they're here to have their lives back.
I think it takes like a certain degree of like bravery and curiosity and effort to do it by yourself, even though you know no one else is coming with you.
Yep.
And it's another bravery and curiosity to get everybody to come with you, so.
And to get on an airplane with two strangers.
And just like that, we made it to Hagerstown, Maryland, the base camp outside of DC. Though we expected a grand entrance, what we found was just as astonishing. Miles and miles of standstill traffic from the masses of people coming to see the convoy.
So ours, we're just short and sweet. We can pump up the crowd. Right. Stick to the blue collar. All that. Stop. Go.
DC, the government, whomever, can claim that they have all this opposition for us waiting in DC, but that flag on the back of my truck will go down Constitution Avenue between the White House and the Washington Monument before this is over. People from all across the country have showed their support. They have donated so many goods to support us. They have helped us with locations to park overnight. They have lined the highways and they have crossed the bridges that politicians from all over the place have wanted to meet with drivers. That means we're doing something right.
Along with apprehension came excitement. People from all the surrounding states had flooded into Hagerstown. There were more people and more fireworks and more flags than we'd ever seen before. We'd finally made it to the backyard of DC. But with the media hyping up DC's preparations for the convoy, Brian decided to go in and check it out.
Going down to Washington, D.C., incognito, take a look at all the preparations that they've done. Basically, a recon team. Going down to look, see if they really got the vehicles on the off-ramps to block it. Time down here. That's why I can't believe that I'm scared to be down here right now. I'm told there's people from up above, high up, that are saying do not go to DC proper. They are seriously advising that we do not do it. They're pleading and begging that we do not come downtown DC. I'm gonna find it hard to believe that they would seriously lock down the city to a point that a peaceful protest can't even take place in their capital. That's where you're supposed to be able to do it for sure. Out of everywhere else in the country, in the world, Washington DC is the one place that you should be able to have a peaceful protest. I can't help but feel like my decisions are going to affect these people for the rest of their life.
You pray about it? Are you religious?
Everybody prays with me every day. I truly love all these people. And I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody for standing up for their rights. But I'm with them. I want to go downtown too. I want to go there. I want to bring that whole freaking convoy right downtown. Shut it down. You have doctors that knew what it took to cure COVID and didn't do it because they were worried about their job. So they would rather let their patients die. It's murder. It is murder. It's murder. And all of the politicians that stopped the use of these medicines, that advocated against the use of these medicines, are you not it's murder? It's literally murder.
want to shut shit down. And I don't want to leave until they hear us. Personally, that's what I want to do. But it ain't just me. You're talking, there's kids here. There's families that have driven all the way from California with their kids even. People have been sleeping in their cars. People have been sacrificing their jobs, their income, everything to come out here. And it's like, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Bring everybody in and risk their safety. Or keep them out and say mission accomplished and go home. And never actually do anything. Maybe you just do the Beltway. But even the Beltway, I feel like, I think it's the safer option, the Beltway, than going down. But even the Beltway, I don't know if it's, I don't know.
If it accomplishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too easy to ignore.
Yes.
And so the convoy started looping the Beltway, the highway that surrounds DC proper. And at the same time, leadership began meeting with lawmakers. And then Ted Cruz offered to ride in one of the trucks and hold a press release in downtown DC.
This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be leave me the hell alone. And you know, it was striking last week. Behind us, I sat on the floor of the House. 535 members of Congress, there weren't 5 of them wearing masks in the entire thing. This is theater from politicians who are playing games.
I kind of took the mic from him, if I recall. Like, I kind of stepped in and just started talking, if I remember.
I want to add something to what he's saying. First and foremost, the People's Convoy is not representative of the right or the left. It's representative of the people of the United States. That's right. And now is the time for the American people around the country, for the people around the world, to stand up for your personal freedoms, for what some would call your God-given rights. Now is the time. And I encourage truck drivers from around the world to stand up.
Senator, do you think the truckers should come into D.C. like they did in Ottawa?
Look, I think that's a choice for them to make. I understand there's some truckers that are concerned that they would face persecution. I don't know if that would happen or not from the D.C. government. The Constitution protects free speech and it protects the right to peaceful protest.
It's crazy to think that I have my truck parked in front of the Capitol building in Peace Circle in Washington. I don't know where this leads. This is just a beginning, in my opinion.
The Democrats wouldn't even meet with us, so that's your first sign there for them. The Republicans will play nice on camera, but yet they don't actually do anything. Every single one of them needs to be replaced, needs voted out. I don't care. I don't care how good you think they are. They're not. And it's all about how they can get elected again without actually representing the people, but make it look like they're representing the people. The Democrats do it by making it look like the country's racist and hateful and divided, and we need to make a change. And the Republicans do it by pretending that they believe in the Constitution and they represent you, and you could keep your guns. Like, they do all of that stuff to get their base to vote for them. They are dividing us on purpose. They are the ones that are single-handedly ruining this country. It's not the corporations, it's the politicians that are ruining this country, period. Because the politicians let the corporations do the crap that they're doing, and the corporations make sure they get plenty of money. The idea was that at least the people would see firsthand that we met with these people and they still do nothing, even though in the meeting they said they would do something.
Day by day, people began to get more and more frustrated, wasting their gas, wasting donations, driving around a highway when really you couldn't even tell that you were in a convoy. It seemed that a gap between leadership and the members of the convoy began to grow.
We're all going through a hard time and we're confused, and it seems like the progress is taking very long. But we're trying to do it right here. So it's kind of confusing because in a way, like, everyone probably feels like, hey, we should be doing something, and we're out here kind of feeling like we're not doing anything. But, patience is the key, I guess, But I think it needs to be shared that I'm positive that everyone is feeling the same way, and they have their ups and downs, and we're riding like an emotional roller coaster.
So, with over a week of caution, it was time to shake things up.
I know some people were thinking of leaving. They were getting discouraged because, as I said yesterday, this is going to be a long process. Today, we're going to change up the route for the convoy just a little bit so you guys get a better glimpse of what the swamp looks like. We're going to continue on our normal way down 495, and then we're going to exit onto 395 and go straight past the Pentagon and the Washington Monument.
A couple other journalists and I went to downtown DC to get a better view. And then Chucker G called us with some surprising news.
Are you guys going to come through?
They're not going to be able to.
Okay.
They won't be able to. Yeah, they got every exit shut down.
Every exit, 6th Street, 11th Street is shut down.
Find somewhere else, you know what I mean?
Okay. So, are you saying the police have it shut down?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That's confirmed. You saw it?
Multiple police at each exit.
We're on some freeway, and all the DC PD had all the ramps blocked. Yeah. Causing backups, just like yesterday, like a bunch of goofballs. Their cars, their vans, their dump trucks, freaking baby carriages, whatever they could find. It didn't matter. whatever they could find.
So when we saw law enforcement block off every exit into our nation's capital, by trying to prevent us from causing traffic, they caused traffic that stopped the entire DC area while we drove by in a perfect formation.
The core group of truckers that I hold dearest to my heart formed the Special Unit, which consisted of 13 highly skilled, communicative, and passionate drivers.
Alan, he pretty much let me know that the Special Unit was going to do some Special Unit stuff. And I looked at him and said, yes, please, thank you. Do it. And he went, they were doing it whether I said yes or no.
I rode along with Robert as the Special Unit attempted to communicate with law enforcement.
What are they doing? They got a freaking... There's like a tractor or something up front over there.
Yeah, we have every right to go that way, so let's talk to them.
I just want to make something clear. I'm Robert.
Hey, how are you? Matt Mall.
Hey, so I don't know what you think of this, but the group is here, and we parked over here because we wanted to talk to you. We didn't come here to block anything. We just wanted to introduce ourselves so you see who these people are and who we are, and that we're not dangerous. We don't want trouble. We don't want to impede traffic. We don't want to do anything wrong. So I just want to make that clear. That we're here.
I wouldn't be.
We're here just to meet you.
If I was afraid of you guys, I wouldn't be standing in the group up here.
Okay.
Sir, so, in this, I keep hearing you. I know what legal grounds. The highway is closed. We've closed the highway.
Based on what?
We do it all the time.
You do it all
we
the
do
time
it all the time
for
different demonstrations that go on in the city. We absolutely do it all the time.
So you just said it's you blocking the highway, not the trucks. Is that correct?
So yeah, we have a portion of the highway blocked.
Okay.
The trucks that are behind me are now in violation because they are parked on a highway and we're ordering them to move.
They blatantly were violating the U.S. Constitution by blocking those off-ramps. We were protesting. That was a peaceful protest, which we are allowed to do under our First Amendment rights. I respect the badge wholeheartedly, I do. But when you are taking orders that violate American citizens' constitutional rights, and you're executing those orders, that makes you just as bad as the people that are issuing those orders.
So, how are we supposed to know where we can go, when you guys randomly decide where you're, it's pretty clear. How? I understand, but then you're gonna go out.
That's open.
I understand, but then you're gonna say
You can refuse unlawful orders, and those orders were unlawful per the Constitution of the United States. Those officers that were a part of closing down those off-ramps are in violation of our constitutional rights. And in my opinion, that's treasonous.
My name is Alvin Zook. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I drive truck and haul livestock for a living.
We regrouped at a Walmart parking lot, had a good time there, you know, and just kind of came up with the plan just out of the blue.
Alvin, Robert, Art, and Ryan decided to find a back way into DC.
Driving to the Capitol. Just like nervous because we're so close, and I'm like, just want to accomplish this. You know? It feels good, but I wish everybody else was with us.
The 4 trucks that made it in parked next to the Washington Monument, but in minutes, they were met by DC police.
So I was just wondering if we can move those 2 trucks up, like over here, and just take a picture with the monument in the back. Then we're out of line. Come on. Please. That's all we're at.
We're talking. Just you guys gotta go. Come on now.
All right. Now we're gonna work with us at all? All right, but you gotta move the car so I can get out. Hey, you don't ask, you don't know.
Their hope was to show DC police that they were respectful and peaceful. They shook their hands in hopes to pave the way for the rest of the convoy to come in.
Well, this is goodbye.
I love trekking.
Hold the steering wheel. No, seriously.
And so I held the steering wheel. And then the next day, the full 13 made it into the city.
We're standing here and they're talking about what? What you want freedom to choose whether you're going to get the vaccine or not. That's right. Everybody needs freedom of choice. That's right. On any other day, we might be swinging at each other over here. But this right here,
it brings us
like
together.
Freedom of choice. Yeah. It's crazy, but that's the way it is.
Yes, sir.
We should probably get rolling.
Let's go.
I'll pay for your mistake.
Wait, why are you mad? Do you know why we're here? Do you know why we're here? Do you know why? Okay.
Seriously, get voucher in the
It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, this is the perfect place. If someone wants to start give us some tickets and stuff, this
Everybody
is a good
will
spot.
see it. Yeah.
I am honestly thinking about a veggie quesadilla or chicken shawarma, right?
Chicken shawarma.
2 seconds later.
How you doing?
Good. I'm Sergeant Mall, Metropolitan Police. We're going to do a quick DOT inspection.
Sure.
Go ahead and take your 4-way flashes, turn them off for me.
Sure. Hey guys, they're doing a DOT inspection on me right here on the street, dude.
I mean, you're gonna get a ticket for parking abreast of having a tag on the car.
I understand that. I can't wait till the boys do another circle.
Right?
We should play the song, "The Boys Are Back in Town." The boys are back in town. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the support. Yeah.
We're coming up earlier. A lot of us watch you on YouTube.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hope to see you there, man. Yeah.
Robert barely pushed a line between peaceful and civil disobedience, and all he walked away with was a ticket. Everyone was ecstatic.
Happy birthday, dear Robert. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Make a wish.
After hanging out and celebrating, everyone was really tired. We were now on day 25, but Robert, Art, and Alvin decided to go into DC without the rest of the special unit.
This is what the footage that they don't want. They don't want to see that other people are going, but look at that. What is happening?
Oh. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, my man, you're about to be arrested. Why? You can't stop on the highway. Here, hold your deal. You can't be stopped on the highway. You got to keep moving. So you got to get back in the truck.
I understand, but so I got a question.
Yep, you got to keep going northbound 295. Stay on this
Okay,
road.
okay.
Right
So
here.
how do I get into DC?
Can't get into DC right now.
I've been in DC for the past 3 days.
I got you. Then you
And-
know. Then
and-
you
and I
hold on a
talked to
second.
police
Stop.
officers.
Stop.
Yeah.
If you've been in DC the past 3 days, you know how to get in DC. Right now, you can't come this way. Okay, so the road is
Off
closed.
of the interstate.
You got to get back in the truck. 295. All right, let's go, sir.
Okay, got you. All right, thank you for your
All right, guys, go ahead, get your transport.
What we need to do now, since we got that info, we We need to go in through the back road. So.
Yeah, but why can't we take the fucking main exits in there? We can go in there.
Well, this is just
like,
everything we
let's
need.
go, fellas.
Yeah, we're going.
I would just like an explanation.
I got you, my man. So here's the deal. The road is closed. That's the explanation.
Why are you guys just closing it for us, though?
I got you, my man. We gotta go.
You're gonna lose your job.
Where's Jeremy?
He's outside.
Oh, he's getting the goods.
What is the department's confidence in the legality? In the legality of the roadblocks?
You're on a highway, you can be arrested for blocking the highway. Right now you're blocking the truck from moving.
You're
You
blocking
wanna
the
be
highway.
arrested? Right now, if you don't get back in the truck, I'm trying to move, you'll be arrested.
Hey, what's your name? Badge number? What is it? Captain Bagshaw.
Okay.
What's your badge number? C-140. C-140? All right, what's your... Officer Blyer. And what is your badge? 4810. You're with... Okay. Thanks, guys. Metropolitan Police Department. We're clearly allowed to drive in D.C. We're clearly blocking the exit ramps.
Hey, Robert, you want to get your hands off?
I got another idea. Just roll with me for now.
Alright, I got your back, brother. You know that.
Oh, no way!
They hold the closed highway.
They have it all closed?
Right in front of us.
They keep going. They keep
right in front of
turning.
us.
But Robert found another way in.
Like I said, we're not going to be here that long, so.
You just gotta let the dogs out the feed and stuff. So.
I totally understand.
Alright.
Like I said, I'll be down there, I'll be out your way.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, brother.
What's happening?
We under inspection.
Concerned about the smoke? I was literally 2 seconds away from leaving. He pulled up and then I jumped out to help Eddie leave. And then the other officer walks up to me and asks me why there's smoke coming out from under the truck. And it's typical for this motor to have a little bit of blow by, like a compression leak. So it smokes a little bit because it burns a little bit of the oil. And then it escalated from there.
And it's a problem too that you could fix quickly, right?
Yeah. They're just tired of us. They're trying to send a message, I'm pretty sure.
What do you feel today, like the messages from the police, given the way they've treated you guys?
They're tired of us trying to drive around on their streets and trying to park places we're not allowed to park or take exits that they block just because they don't want us in here for no reason at all. Blocking roads that we're allowed to go on. We have every right to be on. It's a public roadway, and the first couple days was fun for them, I think, but now they're tired of it.
Do you feel like even going through something like this is worth it?
I don't know. Yeah. Why? I don't know. It's pointless.
They're just trying to like inconvenience
Yeah.
you guys as much as possible,
Yeah.
hoping that you'll never come back.
Right.
Or scare you, or...
I'm ready to go home.
Questions, comments, concerns? Questions, comments, concerns?
I got a lot of questions, but you won't give me an answer, so. You want to talk about it?
You want to talk about it? I probably can't give you the answers.
Exactly.
So I apologize, but I probably can't. All right?
How confident is the Metro PD in the legality of those roadblocks that are going in and out, constantly rolling?
That's one of those questions I can't answer.
The police waited with us until Alvin's tow truck arrived. Within minutes, people from Facebook Live had paid for Alvin's tow bill and his tickets. And don't worry, the towing company was Convoy friendly.
Where's your tickets, by the way?
In the truck.
And this is why I bought a studio sleeper. Just for this.
It's a tough life being an outlaw.
But never thought we'd have a little stick to us.
We need to put on some outlaw music is what we need to do.
Alright.
717.
Yeah! Wait, whoa, I'm about to do it. Hold on.
Mama always said I was born on the wild side. I guess mama was right. 'Cause when the clock strikes midnight, gonna ride the lightning, feel the thunder, till the darkness pulls me under. Gonna fly on wings of fire, breathing good Lord lifts me higher.
And so we all sang at the top of our lungs, but I know deep down we all felt the same way. Just confused.
I'm being a little negative Nancy right now. I'm being a little...
What time is it?
Sorry, guys.
Midnight?
No, I like the
What time
negativity.
is it?
10:40.
Yeah, that's the negative time. Every night is like that, Robert. We're doing
No, not every night.
We're making a change in the people thinking. They will be more courageous to go after local authorities. It's happening, buddy. Read the comments.
Because I'm wondering if how it looks from like a house sitting and watching the video of what we're doing. Like, what the fuck are these dumbasses doing? Because I might probably be that person that would be watching that and would say, what the fuck are these guys doing? They got 2 trucks and they're like, what are they trying to accomplish? They got 2 trucks in DC and they're starting. Why? Why are these 2 people doing that? And I don't know what the answer to that question is. Or 2, well, we rolled in with 4.
But
like, I guess, like we wanted the situation with the roadblock and that, but who am I doing that for anymore? You know, like, am I doing that for someone to win a fucking lawsuit? You know, am I doing, like, for the people? Like, how's that gonna serve the people? I don't know. I just feel like we're like let down, like, in a sense. Where's the people at? Where's the people at? There's 2 people who I don't know.
there's an entire speedway full of people all here for the same reason, and yet there's only 3 trucks in DC.
How's that?
What?
It's our choice and stuff and whatever, but maybe they're just smarter than us.
Alright. How you feeling, Alvin, right now?
Good. Good. Did we accomplish anything? But
And the next day, Alvin left. And then everyone else left. The special unit. And then I left. I can't speak for what happened after I left. But in my mind, the People's Convoy as we knew it ended once they left DC and headed for California. I have nothing but respect for them, but it wasn't the same anymore after they left DC. And when I was home, I was wrecked. I mean, I was depressed. I would replay everything that happened in my head over and over again. They wanted us to forget everything that we had seen, everything we had felt, all the people we had loved. They wanted us to mark it off in our minds, all the people sitting at home and all the people that were there. They wanted to tear us down. And then I started looking through the footage.
It seems like you have a positive view of the convoy and what it accomplished.
Positive? This is the best thing I ever did. Government is not what we're after. We're here for God. And make those people who hesitate or maybe have doubts. We're not here for the people who know God. They know God and they're good. But we're here for those who hesitate a little bit.
So you think that you accomplished something going into DC?
I don't know. I don't really know. But I did what I was called for, I guess. And you see, the only explanation for all this, why it happened the way it happened, we got a call from higher power and we answer it. That's how we're fearless, we're smart, we're reckless, and we're good. We never fuck up anything. The very last question.
What message do you have for me when I'm reading through this, listening through this?
For you?
In a month or whenever.
That's the problem with you, Claire. You don't need any more messages. You got it.
And we did not lose. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. And no one there had either. Thousands of people across one little line in the United States. Stand with you. That we're not alone. That there was not a single city we didn't stop in. That there weren't hundreds of people. And that every single overpass filled with crowds. And that when we landed in DC filled with crowds. And even driving the Beltway, there were so many people that stood with us. And I realize now that was the whole point, was that through COVID, through the lockdowns, through the restrictions, through censorship and shadow banning, we were made to feel alone. We were made to feel like a fringe minority, but we're not. We're not at all. If you took just half of the people that came up to show support as the convoy came across the country and showed up a second time, who knows what would happen? The government wanted us to feel like we were losing because they were scared. Fear is contagious, but hope is even more contagious.
The next time I'm rolling into DC with a convoy, it ain't going to be like the People's Convoy was. It's going down. We are going downtown. And if that's something you don't want to be a part of, and I'm asking you not to bring your kids. I'm asking you, do not bring your kids on the next one. Because the next one's going down. We're going downtown. And we're going to shut down Constitution Avenue. We're going to shut down 1st Street, 2nd Street, 3rd Street, Madison. We're going to shut them down. We're going to shut down Peace Circle. We're going to shut these things down. We're going to gridlock the National Mall area. We're going to gridlock it. And you should expect force being taken by the DC Metro Police Department, because that's who they are. They're cowards.